Dumbbell, what's good, fam?
What's going on, Billy? It's been a pretty crazy busy week for me this week. Got all the people coming back from vacation that were gone on business last week. So, like we said Monday, I'm kind of playing catch up for both their fitness as well as mine. And you know what happens? People come back from vacation, they got a couple extra pounds. So we had to fight a little bit harder this week. We had to do a few extra burpees, few extra core circuits. Believe me, these people are sick. They love it. You could be a sicko too. Shoot me a DM, guys. I'll get you in shape for summer. It's not too late. Come on.
Johnny, you always try to trigger me. I swear, you just had to say burpees today, huh?
Oh, that's man. Hey, look, I hate them, but they're great for you.
You ever have to? Have you ever been required to do hours of burpees every day?
Oh yeah, that was being late for wrestling or football practice. Usually it was that or Froggers. One of the two. Froggers suck too.
Yeah, well, same when you're incarcerated, buddy.
Yeah.
So burpees are a staple workout for a lot of men that are incarcerated in the country. They do hours of burpees every day, bro.
I got to tell you, the core work these guys put in is actually pretty impressive.
So, Johnny, it's Thursday night, fam. We're here to do Bumble.
That's right, Billy. We're going to find you. We're going to try to find you 3 swipe rights tonight. That's our goal. Like I say, now the reason we only look for 3, I know a lot of you guys probably swipe a lot more than that. And frankly, you shouldn't. Sometimes you should even talk to us before you do that. But the thing of it is, it's a dangerous tool to have in your hand. But see, Bill, it's something we don't always get 3. Sometimes we get 0. Because part of the show is to show you young men that you're going to have standards if you're looking for a lifelong partner. Now, that's not the only thing you could be on Bumble for. But if it is, there's going to need to be some criteria. There's going to need to be some vetting. And a lot of the time, these profiles will do that for you with something they say in the bio, or more importantly, the nothing they say in the bio.
You're right, Johnny. Sometimes it's not what they say, it's what they don't say. And that's why we're here tonight, nephews. We're trying to give you the game on these online dating profiles to help you read between the lines. Because Johnny and I know there are certain subtleties and nuances when it comes to women in general, not just online dating. And we're here to break it down, cut through the fluff, and tell you what they're really saying in these profiles. Now,
absolutely.
Johnny and I have lots of experience with the ladies. So
some good, most bad.
Some good, some bad. So, but all of it we have learned from, and our vast knowledge is at your disposal. What does that mean? That means not only are we here to break down these profiles for you tonight, but we're also here to answer your dating questions. Anything you need, we got a call-in number. Let's get that up right now. If any of you guys want to call in with your questions before we get started, Johnny and I will do that. And look, I want to tell everybody watching, thank you. I genuinely appreciate you watching our content, supporting us. Make sure you like and subscribe. And like I said, I just want to say thank you. Now, sometimes people disagree with Johnny and I's take on these profiles. And if you think I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. In fact, I stand on what I say. If you think I'm capping about anything at all, then call me out in the comments. We'll chop it up. All right, Johnny, without further ado, let's bring out these lovely ladies tonight.
All right. And the spectacles through which I have to see them.
All right. Can you see our first profile, Johnny? First up, we got Ashley. She's 36.
All right.
Okay. I like that she's got a full body picture right there. Oftentimes we see just pictures of a woman's face for the profile pic.
I like the Elvis suit.
You like the Elvis suit? Now, Johnny,
one of the first
things I noticed is that there's there's not much of a bio.
And
now she does have a few words here for the bio. It says, mom of 2, divorced.
Yeah, we did that at the same time.
Johnny,
we got to coordinate our soundboards.
Look, I love dating single moms. Okay, I often say they have the best fruit snacks in their cupboards, and they will go hard for you. They know how to cook. A single mom will take care of you. So she's been divorced. That gives me another little hint, Johnny, because you know what happens with women who are recently divorced?
Rebound.
Exactly, sir. So, mom of
I'm
two,
slow tonight, man.
mom of two, divorced. So, I know, gentlemen, a lot of you guys might be out at that. You might be intimidated by the kids. You might be threatened by the divorce. I'm telling you, you don't need to worry about any of that because if this woman is into you, you're not going to be dating her kids. You're not going to be dating her ex-husband. You could have a lot of fun with a mom of two who's divorced. Take it from somebody who has.
Absolutely.
Okay. Her humble brag is she never loses at Mario Kart. Now, Johnny, let's talk about this for a minute.
We're throwing that gauntlet down right now. I'm not even looking to date her, and I'll take that challenge.
See, I don't like to play games with women. It doesn't matter if she never loses at Mario Kart or not, because her and I aren't going to play Mario Kart. Because you got to understand, Johnny, I think that all women should be starting out as F buddies. Okay. Somebody you're just smashing. So
that's the audition on,
the audition. Let's call it that for the
algorithm. I mean, modern dating, that is true. I feel like people.
Cario. So, yeah. We're not playing games here, Johnny. We're going to smash. And then the next time I want to hear from her is when we're going to smash again. So you guys can play Mario Kart if you want with her. You can also sit there and watch TV with her and whatever else she requires of you. But I dictate terms. I lead interactions. And if I'm going to do something with this woman, it sure as hell ain't sitting around playing Mario Kart.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I mean, I'm not interested in her, so I'll take her up on the Mario Kart challenge, and that'd probably be about it for me.
Okay, but Johnny, here's the thing. This is another reason why I don't like this. Because guys who are trying to smash are going to let her win. Okay, right? So she thinks she's unbeatable because she's got a bunch of guys who are letting her win.
I mean, and then that's kind of the thing that I'd have to ask it is, I mean, hey, is it making the guy successful outside the game or not?
All right, let's see.
I mean, who's really winning this race?
I mean, look, so far she's a mom of two. She's divorced. And I'll tell you, I don't mind that. Women get married all the time to dudes who are nothing. They're not men. They're adult males. They don't know how to lead. They don't know how to keep her respect. They don't know how to keep her turned on. And of course, she's going to divorce them as soon as she realizes what he really is.
Yeah. I mean, I would still say if you're going to go out on a date with her and you're actually looking to eventually pursue something, I would pay close attention to how she talks about her ex. And I mean, don't be the one to bring it up. Let her be the one to bring it up. But pay attention to the verbiage she uses when that does happen. This is not. I'm not going to throw psychological terms around because I'm not qualified to diagnose that. I'm just saying that it definitely does kind of speak to maybe what her attitude may or may not be towards the beginning, middle, and I would imagine inevitable end to the relationship that you begin.
Okay, 2 truths and a lie. I died when I was little and got brought back to life. I've had twins for friends of mine, and I've been skydiving. She had twins for friends of hers?
I mean, I've seen it happen.
Yeah. Ultimate green flag is communication. Oh, no, Johnny, she's kind of tatted up. Is she a nurse? Johnny, if she's a nurse, I'm
boy,
swiping on her, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I think that no matter what you're looking for, that might be an interesting endeavor.
All right, so is this number one, Johnny? Should I swipe on this one tonight? Hold on, let me jump back over here to the stream.
I mean, I really think I think this is going to more likely. I think it's going to more likely be a kind of more of a fun time for you. But yeah, I mean, I would say go right.
Okay. Hey, Jen, how you doing tonight? Glad you could join
our what's going on?
Stream. So you're saying swipe right on this one?
Yep.
All right, let me jump back over here. Looks like we got one.
All right.
All right, yeah, that's it.
Bless that bitch.
All right, now I got to preview the next profile. Give me just a second, Johnny. All right, Johnny.
What is that? The Grinch?
Nah, come on, let's check her out, dog.
All right, what we got?
We got Amy. She's 44. About Amy. Hi. Empathetic and a lover of life. Love to hike, kayak, and all things outdoors. Hammock naps. Lover girl. Love to cook and laugh and explore new cities. Cuddle on the couch with a good book. Binge-worthy show, communication, empathy, IQ and EQ, boundaries, laughter, and playfulness.
Bless that bitch.
Johnny, I like this right here. This tells me so much. Man, I don't even know where to start.
I mean, like once I get around the abbreviations, I can kind of figure that out. That took me a second. Yeah, I think that's at least concise. Yeah.
Now, we always talk about compatibility and how, yes, you should be attracted to the woman, but you shouldn't be swiping left or right on profiles based on looks alone. So when I see something in here, love to cook.
Bless that bitch.
Yeah.
Love to hike.
Bless that bitch.
All things outdoors. Lover girl.
Bless that bitch.
I'm all about the kayaking. Yeah.
Yeah. Cuddle on the couch.
Bless that bitch.
With a good book.
Bless that bitch.
Johnny, I'm ready to swipe right now.
Or take her to Pittsburgh and rent a kayak. They actually have them for rent this time of year. It's actually a lot of fun.
Man, you know what?
Not very expensive either.
I got to tell you, I had a kayaking date last year, and it was such a workout. Like, it was such a core workout. I had a hard time enjoying the date. If it wouldn't have started raining and we didn't pull off and I ended up smashed her in the woods, it would not have been that fun. It was just too much.
It's a lot of fun it's a lot of fun on the river when you it's a lot of fun on the river when you have to try to go back against the current too. Usually it's not going too hard anyway, but I mean, if it is, you're gonna have a hard time.
My morning routine looks out. Weekdays start at the gym or yoga class. Johnny, you know what? Some movement, green tea or coffee. Weekends are lovely and slow. Reading before the world wakes. Johnny, I'm so interested in this woman, bro.
Bruh.
I'm at the gym by 4:15 every day. I start my day with yoga. This is what I talk about with compatibility. This would be an easy date. I would have so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think Bill fell in love just now, folks. We might not need a third swipe tonight.
Hopefully, you're also really into authenticity. Be yourself so you can find the right person for you, and I'll do the same.
Bless that bitch.
All right, instead of drinks, let's get outside, home or walk, and grab a coffee or a drink after if it goes well.
Bless that bitch.
Johnny, I'm swiping on her, bro.
There's a lot of positive things in there. Very, good information, and it doesn't give too much away and doesn't hold too much back. I like it.
Yeah, Johnny, that was a solid profile. All right, give me 1 second here. Now, Johnny, I'm going to share this one, but this one will be kind of brief, bro. All right, next up, we got Tori. She's 39. She's on a patio somewhere. About Tori, enjoy the moment. Drinks frequently.
All right, well, sounds like she enjoys a lot of moments.
You know what? I got to tell you, I've heard a lot of women say they don't like dead animals and guys' profile pictures. But look at this one right here holding up a dead fish. I know what the homie would say.
She's wearing a fur coat because that negates everything. All right.
So
I'm going to go ahead and say she held it up close to the camera to make it look bigger, but hey, whatever.
All right. I'm getting a real casual vibe from this profile, Johnny.
Yeah.
Enjoy the moment, drinks frequently. I feel like the fishing is like bait for dudes. I'm gonna pass on this one. I don't like it.
I mean, yeah, I can't really fault her for the effort. Fishing is kind of a buzz activity, let alone a buzzword. So, I mean, hey, you look, if she really does fish, and it sure looks like she does, hey, great. And I think she probably included that into her profile because, hey, maybe it's quite possible that she's looking for a specific kind of guy. And I think that's probably what we're dealing with here. And that's cool.
All right, Johnny, are we going to IG tonight?
Oh, geez, I bet we are.
No, actually, we're not going to show this one because it has Snapchat on it, and I'm not doing that.
Nah, hell with that.
All right, next profile. We got AC. Johnny, she's 39. No bio in her profile. It does say she's sober, and shout out to her for that. And here's why, because it tells me that she has some self-discipline and some self-control over her life if she chooses to remain sober. And it also lets me know that if I do want to get at her, this would be a coffee date.
I mean, yeah, that could be a good date. That could be a good experience. But yeah,
we always talk about how dating and standards. Okay, I have certain standards when it comes to online dating. Those standards specifically are: I'm not going to swipe on a profile that I don't think a woman has put much effort into it. And let me elaborate. If she pulls up 4 or 5 pictures from her camera roll and doesn't put anything but those on there, then she didn't put much effort into it. Now, guys, women get a lot of validation from their inbox, but you should not feel threatened by that at all, because these dudes out here will smash junkies. They will smash anything. So let a woman's inbox not bother you at all. So we're going to go ahead and pass on this one, Johnny. She didn't put enough effort into it for me. There's always the next one.
Yeah. That's unfortunate.
Okay, so if you guys are wondering why we had to preview these profiles, it's because I stream on multiple platforms, and a lot of them have community guidelines, and these are public dating profiles. And it always surprises us. Johnny and I both speak on this. The amount of women that will put their children in their profiles. So, well, I can respect the fact that they're letting us know that they're a mom and they have certain demands on their time. I really can't understand why they wouldn't at least cover their children's faces. Being a parent myself, I wouldn't have my children on my dating profile. That's weird to me, bro.
No, and I mean, and that's just it. I mean, you can go ahead and hit us with that we're a package deal and blah blah blah. Hey, that's great. You're a package somebody else is going to have to sign for. That's not something I'm going to play around with, and that's not something I would. I mean, I'm not single anyway, but if I was, that's not something that I'd be going, and swiping right on. I just wouldn't see the value in it. It's not even necessarily an assumption of what kind of a parent you are. It's just that it just seems careless to me. The internet's forever.
All right, Johnny. Next up, we got Ebony, 43, saved, educated, and family oriented. Looking for my forever plus one that's ready to leave early like me. I feel like I'm looking for a unicorn, but maybe he does exist. Bruh. Now, Johnny, this is something we see often. That okay,
wait, I'm missing something here. Looking for my forever plus one. I get that. That's ready to leave
early, like me. She wants to go home and go to bed early. That's the opposite of me, dog. I don't get tired. My day start at 3:30 in the morning. They don't end until about 11:30 at night.
I just misread that. I think that just hit my eye wrong.
Yeah, ready to leave early like me.
Okay.
No. I feel like I'm looking for a unicorn, but maybe he does exist. She has this glimmer of hope. Hope could be a tough thing,
Man,
gentlemen.
I mean that's sad to put it that way. I mean, I think she's definitely looking for the right things.
Yeah. She's saved, so she's putting her faith out there.
Yeah.
She's educated. Women do like to stand on their accomplishments, even though to us real men that doesn't really mean much.
It really does. It really does. Well, and here's the thing. It's not that we don't care what they've accomplished. It's not that we don't care what they're passionate about or skilled in or what their career is. We care about that. What we're saying when we say that is that it doesn't make you any more or less attractive to us. You know,
Correct.
telling us that you've accomplished things like that. We understand that you think that we think it's important because you think it's important. You know, the whole projection thing. And we understand that. But understand this is that we are more attracted to, you know, how you are toward us, you know, the way you walk, how you look, things like that. We don't really care about that other stuff. I mean, we care about it, but it doesn't, it's not what attracts us to you.
No.
We care
Well,
about it. We're happy for you and all that stuff. We're really, but
okay, how I treat women is indicative of me, and I'm very good to women, but I need you to understand I'm going to treat a lawyer just like I'm treating the server at Applebee's. They're women. Okay. It doesn't matter how educated they are. It doesn't matter what kind of job they have. They still want to be a submissive woman to a dominant, assertive man at the end of the day. So, the educated, great for you. Great for accomplishing stuff, boo.
or at the very least, someone who can lead. Yeah.
All right.
That's
I'm
bare
happy.
minimum.
She says she's happiest when she's around her family and friends. Aren't we all? Essential to a successful first date. Low stress situations with opportunities for good conversation. No movies. Probably not something that requires getting dressed up.
Hmm.
All right. Here's what I don't like about that. Johnny, I will even go as far as to request that a woman wears something black when we have our first date. You know, because, well, it just depends. See, sometimes, Johnny, I like to date really pale women. Like, there's just something about the freckles I really like, Johnny. And when they wear that black, that contrast on their porcelain skin, I just like it. That just does it for me. So I will go as far to find out how into me she is to even lead her to what I'd like to see her in. And more often than not, they will wear that. They will fulfill that request of wearing black just to make me happy, just to see me smile.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
not getting dressed up, that makes me feel like she's not going to put a lot of effort in for me, which makes me not want to swipe on her. And again, she's sitting in front of an expensive car trying to stand on what she has instead of who she is.
yeah, I mean, I don't want to try to write somebody's story for, but I think that, you know, when you have the fanciness in the one car, but then in the next, you know, paragraph, we see that you don't want to have to dress up to go anywhere. It's just kind of like, okay, first of all, I have to ask two things. Number one, which is it? And number two, is that even your car?
All right. What I'd really like to
I mean, it
find.
probably, I mean, maybe it is. I'm just saying, like, you know, if you're not into the whole dress up thing, but you're into the fancy car, yeah, that's fine. It's understandable. But
All right. She
like Bill
says,
said, that doesn't speak to your taste. That speaks to your willingness to, you know, put your best face forward for these things.
she says, what I'd really like to find is someone who loves the Lord, is true to their word, is clear in their intent, and is looking for something of substance. Now, Johnny, women are looking for what they're looking for. But I have to say, this seems like a tall order. I have to think there are not many men out here who fit this description. Okay, someone who loves the Lord. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
So you're talking about someone Christian, true to their word,
Sure.
Means you're an actual man. You have standards, principles, you stand on business, you say what you do what you say, and the things that you speak into existence, you follow through and complete. Okay, and that goes into clear in their intent and is looking for something of substance. That means she wants someone who's looking for a long-term relationship without first being given a reason why they should be in a long-term relationship with her.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is a really tall order to fill. I'm not saying that she could never meet this person, but unless she's willing to settle, I doubt she's going to find what she's looking for.
Yeah, I mean, we say that with compassion here, but I mean, I think that's going to be something that she's going to come to grips with at some point.
So if I had a little piece of advice for her, I would say to find somebody in her little church community that she is attractive to, that has the same kind of beliefs as her, and try to build with them. Online dating is not for her. This is one of those profiles, Johnny, where we talk about they should probably be on Christian Mingle.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually going to mention that too. I think that would probably be a better place for her. And for all we know, maybe she already has a profile there. And if so, I think that's a good idea. I think that when you're looking for something that specific, maybe not specific denomination or anything like that, but I mean, if you're looking for something that specific, and let's face it, in this day and age, that's pretty specific. I'm going to say you're going to have to kind of put out a few, extra lines out there, so to speak. You have to cast a few extra nets. You might need to use a few different apps.
All right, we're going to go ahead and pass on this profile. All right, John, give me a second. I'll preview Carrie here for us. All right, Johnny, let's get your take on this one. This is kind of the top end of what I'm looking for. Okay, I'm 45 years old. I typically date women in their early 30s, sometimes in their 20s. I have dated women in their 40s, but I'm not really looking to date someone in their 40s. Okay, but here's the thing. Johnny and I realized that, nephews, you guys need help with all kinds of women. So we have this broken down from women from 25 to like 49. So Carrie here is on the end of, the higher end of the scale. Let's say it like that. So she's 49. She's an office manager. Carrie. About Carrie. Hi, it's me. Menopausal, magical, mildly feral. After 6 years of thriving solo, I've decided I'm ready for a boyfriend who can match my energy, not drain it like a phone battery at 2%. I love traveling, gardening, laughing till I cry, casually spiraling into conspiracy theories over cocktails.
Bruh. That's wildly specific.
Okay, she has so much going on in this profile, Johnny. I'd be willing to bet that she has just as much going on in her head at the same time. Mildly feral. Okay.
This one,
women use that as an excuse for, okay, well, I'm a little feral, so I'm not going to behave. I'm going to do whatever I want with no accountability. And I'm just going to say I have the energy of a wild animal. So,
yeah, I mean, I think that probably either that or it could just be straight up cap to bring in. But yeah, I mean, I think this girl sounds like she's looking to have a great time with a specific type of guy. And, I do think that that's kind of a yellow flag. I wouldn't say red flag, but yeah, I mean, I would have to agree that that's definitely something that if you do match with this girl, if you do go out with this girl, I would make sure that you just kind of keep that in mind. I mean, not bring it to the forefront. I would definitely not mention it, but I would actually just, throughout the interaction of the night, remember that this was part of what brought you to talk.
After 6 years of thriving solo, I've decided I'm ready for a boyfriend.
That's awesome. I like the way she put that. That's my favorite.
6 years of thriving solo?
Oh man, not only that, but here's okay. I want you to
really have had more respect if she would have said being single. Okay, because that's what
exactly.
we're talking about here, Carrie. You've been single for the last 6 years. You're not thriving solo. I mean, hey, shout out to her, but I kind of felt like
Stop the cap.
I do got to say, Johnny, I like the casually spiraling into conspiracy theories over cocktails.
I think so too, but yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to agree with you. The 6 years of driving solo, yeah, where she was not in a convent for 6 years.
Right.
This is a woman who is basically telling you that every once in a while I'm hooking up with a random guy for the last 6 years. And hey, look, nothing wrong with that. There's no shame in the game, but nobody's gonna come right out and say that. But number two, you're pushing 50, and as you say, mildly feral. There it is. I was looking for that.
Mildly feral.
And then I'm looking for a boyfriend to match my energy. That sounds great. I think menopause does do some strange things to women's sex drives. I've seen it take in both directions. Um, you know, you run into that with, especially the older we get, the more our friends kind of experience these things too, and those storylines start to follow the same basic patterns. And but it's funny how with this it seems to branch off one way or the other.
Says her character flaw is I have a hard time paying attention.
Bruh.
Do you really want to be with a woman who has goldfish brain?
It reminds me of a meme I saw not too long ago on Facebook. It said, and I've only ever seen girls post it, but it said something to the effect of um, something about you wouldn't want to date me. I talk back and I don't listen, or something like that. And I mean, honestly, most people look at that meme and go, "Oh, that's so cute, you girls with your cute sayings and stuff." And so, I mean, but understand that that is an actual personality trait that we're starting to really run into a lot more often than we used to. And
I'll do women like that.
and I mean, again, maybe she's just being funny, and I would imagine she probably is. But remember, there's got to be a little bit of truth to it. Yeah, I mean, the thing is that I think we could all use a little bit of practice being better active and critical listeners, but at the same time, to come right out and say that kind of says, and I don't plan on trying.
Right. That's like when I'm going out with a young woman and I have to hear about how she's about to crash out all the time. I'm about to crash out. I'm about to crash out.
I'm
What
so
she's
tired of
really
that.
saying is I'm about to throw a temper tantrum, and because I can't manage and mitigate my emotions, you're going to have to deal with it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, and that's kind of one of those things that these are the red flags that we didn't look for as younger men, because hey, she was hot.
She says, I get fully nervous when I have to drive in the city. Now, a lot of women have anxiety. Some of them have anxiety over driving. That's really not too much of a bother to me, because if we're going somewhere together, I'm going to be the one driving. Okay. She doesn't need to drive when we're together. She may have to drive to or from my house if she's picking me up. But yeah, I'll get right in a woman's driver's seat and start driving her car myself. I don't care how new it is. It could be a 2024, 2025. Hey, scoot over, girl. I'm going to drive. Always be leading, nephews. All right. My personal hell is when people chew with their mouth open. My personal hell is boring ass Bumble profiles.
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, I mean, fine, don't chew with your mouth open, great, but I mean, we're not really seeing a lot of substance here.
No, I'm really not. I kind of understand now why she's been thriving solo for 6 years. So, hey, best of luck in your endeavors, Carrie. I just don't think you and I are that compatible.
Yeah, revise the profile, have more to say. Maybe we'll revisit this later.
Now, Johnny, let me check out our next one. She had a nose ring. That could be fun.
Oh, dear God.
Oh, come
All right,
on.
I'm
I
gonna
went out with a couple women with nose rings, Johnny. They're typically freaks.
I mean, that might be fun for a night or two.
Bro. Let's check this one out. There's no kids in it. What's up, chat? Do me a favor. Like the stream. If you haven't subscribed to Johnny's channel, the link's in the bio. I want to get Johnny up to 100 subscribers by the end of the summer. So show us some love. Go to the Johnny Dumbbell channel and hit the subscribe button while you're over here. We appreciate you. All right, Johnny. We got Sarah. She's 40. Bye. Big-hearted. And bonus, I come with snacks.
All right, hey, listen.
Hey, I always say
I would swipe left. I would swipe left just on the pink hair alone. So you're not going to bribe me with Oreos, lady. All right.
All right, Johnny, weren't you just saying this? Mom life is part of the package.
Yep.
But so is my passion for my work, the people I
love.
And a good outdoor concert. I'm into live music, local events, and soaking up sunshine whenever I can. Looking for a woman who's emotionally available, curious, and fun.
Here's the big problem that I have with the statement about I'm a mom and it's part of the package. When I hear that and when I see that, and let's face it, when you go out into the real world and date these girls, what she is saying is that she's probably not getting support or at least consistent support from the dad and is looking for somebody who's going to step up and help support. That is usually the go-to line for those types of ladies. All right. Especially if they felt the need to put an online ad and make sure that they mention that in the first sentence. Not to mention, and that's to say nothing of the overdone leopard print. I gotta tell you, I don't get it, man. It's been going on too long. Ladies, come on, kill it with the gentlemen. If you disagree with me and you think leopard print looks sexy on the woman, depending on what she looks like, or even not depending, if you just think it's a sexy thing to wear, tell me I'm wrong in the comments. But I'm just saying, I think it's overdone. I really do. And before we even go there, the zebra's like way overdone too.
All right. Well, you know what? You mentioned something, Johnny, the pink hair. I don't like women that dye their hair pink or purple or green or blue. And hey, I know women like to change the color of their hair. That's on her. It's her hair. It's not my hair. I'm just saying that's not something I'm attracted to. So, I mean, no quicker way to get me to not even notice this woman and let you know what for her to have pink or blue hair. I'm not even taking a second look at her.
Yeah, I think that definitely disqualifies it for me. Yeah.
All right. It says my favorite way to do nothing is lay by the pool and soak up the sun or watch my new favorite series, Love After Lockup.
Oh, dude. All right. Now listen, here's the thing. I can't believe I got sucked into that show. Okay. I can't believe I got sucked into it because that was such a soap opera, stupid thing. The thing of it is, I know that it's like 90% scripted, but the thing of it is, even though I know that those scenarios themselves aren't real, they put them out there like that because crap like that does, and has happened. Bill, come on. How many times you seen that stuff?
Bruh. I've never seen it, Johnny. I don't watch.
You got to check it out.
Not
the show. I mean, how often have you seen? Never mind.
Sports. I'm so unplugged from the Matrix. I don't care about any of that. In fact, everybody watching should be lucky I care enough about them to take the time to give them the game 2 nights a week on how men are supposed to move. Now, and that's another problem I have with this. She picked the question, my favorite way to do nothing is. Now, this also tells me I am not compatible with this woman because I don't have time in my life to do nothing. There is always something to do. Shout out to Kevin Gates. I got 6 jobs, dog. I don't get tired. And Love After Lockup, I got to say, Johnny, that's
it's ridiculous, but I just,
after I've been locked up, I don't need to watch some show about that. Come on, I really live it, dog.
Yeah, but if you ever really want to see true simp culture, again, I know a lot of it's scripted, but you put it out there because it probably has happened.
You even hear yourself right now, Johnny. Why would I?
Yes, I know. It is so stupid. I can't believe I actually like this show, but it's just too damn funny.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let me check out the community guidelines about reviewing copyrighted material and the Free Use Act. And if I could figure it out, you and I'll review an episode of the show.
Dude,
okay,
yeah, it's funny. You like it.
You think I'll like it? I bet
I
won't.
do.
I bet I'll be triggered by the bitch assness not even 5 minutes into it.
That's kind of what I'm hoping for.
Oh, I got something else we need to do, Johnny. One of our viewers reached out to me. We were talking about yoga in one of the past live streams, and they said that you and I need to do a live yoga challenge with a yoga instructor,
Jesus,
like against each other to see who's got the better yoga.
I got to be honest with you. One of the things, and young men, listen up to this, because one of the things that I did not do as I was losing my weight and gaining my muscle was that when my chest and shoulders started to get bigger, I did not train flexibility like I should. So now, even now, when I want to scratch the middle of my back, I got to like back up to like tree trunks and shit like that with the rough bark and make sure. So, I mean, I'm playing catch up now. I'm doing, a little bit more flexibility stuff. But guys, if you're getting in shape, that's great, especially if you're gaining mass. But while you gain mass, do not forget about flexibility. You'll be sorry.
Johnny, I start my day out with yoga. I'm doing things like cobra pose, bridge pose, child's pose, warrior pose. I just like to stretch and move first thing in the morning.
Yeah. And that's a great idea. I mean, that's something that we all need to do. Now, recent research has shown that stretching doesn't necessarily prevent injuries, but that you should still do it, because even if it doesn't, it still prepares your body for movement. It still increases and helps your range of motion, and helps keep you, doing the right techniques and, for the right duration.
So we got a call-in number. If you guys want to call in with any questions, that's why Johnny and I are here. We're here to answer your dating questions. If you have fitness questions, if you have questions about how men are supposed to move, we got the game for you. We can give you advice, or at least an advisement. What you do with that is on you. All right. I'll tell you what, Johnny, let's jump back over to the profiles now. She's looking for a woman, it says in here. So
well,
we're just gonna go ahead and pass on this and find us a profile where she's looking for one of the fellas.
Every now and then one of those slips through the cracks.
It said that was the first thing she had in her profile, that she was bi, which, I mean, I date bi women all the time. I just broke up with one.
Yeah. I think it's a lot more common than people realize, and it probably always has been.
All right, we got a kid here. Can't show this one. Let me see if there's anything that we can show.
Church crap.
Let's pass on this. All right, Johnny, I got a profile for you.
Oh, here we go. All right, let's do it.
What, I got 2 swipes already?
We were doing great at the beginning. We had 2, and then we went 2 for 2, didn't we?
Yeah, the first 2 out the gate.
Yeah.
All right, Johnny.
We're picky. We're schmucks. I mean, we pick these girls apart.
Let's see if we got 3 here with Erica, 36. You know how I was just talking about how I like pale women. I mean, she doesn't have freckles, or maybe she just has some makeup on. Sometimes you can't see them freckles at first. Oh, high school chemistry teacher, introverted bookworm, coffee aficionado, wine enthusiast, likes live music, baseball, meaningful conversation, tattoos, patio hangouts, a dedication to personal growth and healing trauma. Dislikes, negativity, excuses, waking up early when someone's actions and words don't align.
Bless that bitch.
This is my kind of bitch right here, dog.
The only thing I would say, I do think it's kind of, I do kind of think it's funny though.
What's that?
No, I think it's funny how her number one dislike is negativity, and I got to think to myself, like, I'm dying to see the profile where somebody comes out and says, I love negativity. I practice as much as I can, and it's a great way to stay in shape. I want to see like somebody actually put that, because if they don't, then there's really no point in you putting it as your dislike. I would hope you dislike negativity.
Look,
But yeah, good profile.
Look, nephews, let me give you the game. A lot of women are unhappy with themselves. You look at these women like they're these special, beautiful creatures, and you put them on a pedestal based on their looks. You don't even know the truth. They think they're flawed. They think that they have all this stuff wrong with them. So when a woman thinks like that, she can be very negative about a lot of things, and it can start to affect your life. If you're vetting that woman and she's in your life and she's bringing that negative energy and into your life, it shouldn't matter how bad she is. You should be getting rid of her. That negativity, I cannot express to you enough how when somebody brings negativity into your life and just drains all your positive energy, how that leaves you. And Johnny, I got to tell you, I put so much positive energy into myself. That's why I'm awake at 3:30 in the morning. That's why I'm doing yoga. That's why I'm at the gym. I'm putting positive energy into me so I could put that out into the universe.
Yeah, now, don't get me wrong. I mean, like I tell you gentlemen all the time, you know, I show you, I try to teach you guys based on the mistakes I've made. I've been on both ends of that negativity stick. You know, I've been the one who's been the asshole who's had to kind of learn, you know, the hard way. And sometimes that still happens. And I've been on the other end where I stayed too long in relationships where I could have and should have gotten out. And even if it wasn't that serious, you know, we spend too much time just being too happy to be there. But I think when I tell you to work on yourself and it starts from within and all that other stuff, you know, that is where we're starting to purge ourselves of the negativity. Do that, and you'll be able to spot it in other people a lot more easily and to be able to avoid, duck, and dodge it as much as you can.
Well, Johnny, what I'm trying to say is that I put so much time and effort into putting positivity into my life. I'm not going to just willingly give that away to a negative person who wakes up and does nothing. They wake up out of bed in a bad mood. Okay. I've already been in the gym running backwards before y'all even woke up. So I don't want somebody in my life that's going to take all my hard work and effort that I put into positivity and making a positive space and just come along with their negativity and ruin it.
Yeah.
So I don't like negativity either. In fact, I find that I don't even like being around people that I do like while they're being negative. I'll distance myself from them so they can kind of fix their energy. Excuses. I can't stand excuses.
And listen, we all have to fix our energy at some point. And gentlemen, if you don't do that regularly, it's kind of like shaking up that can of pop. All right. You got to let that pressure out. You got to be able to do whatever it is that you need to do to decompress, because if you neglect that, even though you think you're being selfless, you're not only hurting yourself, you're hurting those people around you, because that negativity will bottle up. That pressure will build. And if you don't do a little bit of self-care, a little bit of what you owe to yourself to do on a regular basis, and I'm guilty of this too, that is going to carry over in a very negative and a very obvious way.
Now, Johnny,
it could cost you.
It says she dislikes when someone's actions and words don't align. And I love that, because do you know what I call somebody whose actions are not in alignment with their words? I call that person a liar.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things, or at very least, non-committal. You know, when you're setting goals, you don't have a plan, and even if you do, you're not executing it. You know, and frankly, that is going to hinder you either now or later, and probably both.
Now, again, this dedication to personal growth. I'm addicted to self-improvement. Mm-hmm. So I'm telling you right now, I'm very compatible with this woman. I don't even remember what she looks like. Okay, not bad. I'm a real nerd about books.
Bless that bitch.
I'm a cute little bookworm, so I'm happiest where I'm curled up with a romance or a fantasy book, a cup of coffee, cup of
water,
and a mountain of cozy blankets. Johnny, I like her. I'm telling you. One thing I'd love to know about you is what has brought you joy lately. I've recently been upgraded to auntie status, and I'm absolutely obsessed with my adorable nephew. She says, together we could buy ballpark passes and go to as many Guardian games as possible this summer.
Bless that bitch.
Johnny, I'm swiping on her, bro. I'll go to a baseball game with this bitch.
Wait, so we go into, is this number 4?
This is 3.
This is 3, okay.
Oh, she's got a periodic table of elements on her shirt. I'm telling you, Johnny, I like this woman.
Very nice.
Okay.
All right.
See how this woman has her kid's face blotted out? You can't see it?
Yep.
That's how all the profiles should look.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a respectable thing to do.
I'm not even going to preview this because I'm telling you, if she's got this one blocked out, she's got them all blocked out.
Yeah.
So this is a responsible woman right here, regardless of what the profile says.
And with the periodic table on her t-shirt, just think she might wear that to the first meeting, and you'll have some great chemistry.
Oh man, she's a chemistry teacher.
Yeah.
I will teach her a whole new kind of chemistry, Johnny. I'm telling you, dog. All right, Bren, 41. We got no bio here.
Oh man.
Rarely drinks. I'm known for having 2 sets of twins. Evidently, I'm pretty rare. Having 2 sets of twins.
Jeez, oh man.
Okay, my real life.
There's got to be a variety of fruit snacks in that cupboard.
My real life superpower is being able to strike up a conversation with anyone. Same. I don't think that's really a superpower, though. That's called a mouthpiece.
I mean, I think nowadays, we got to lower the bar for some of these kids.
Well, Johnny, I know how to stand and greet a man whenever he walk in the room. I can talk to anybody. And nephews, each and every one of you should be like that too. You should be able to strike up a conversation with anybody.
Yeah, I mean, be able to stand up, greet that person. I mean, while everybody else is just tagging them on Instagram.
One thing you need to know about me is God is a huge part of my life. Everyone has a past, but where you're going in the future, that's what counts.
And fantastic. I think that's admirable quality. And I think that, this might be an extra line for her to put out there, but this is another one that I would say is probably a good candidate for something like Christian Mingle. But hey, look, if you can find somebody on Bumble that way, great. I'm not saying that I share or don't share, that particular faith, but what I will say is I feel like the profile's a little early to get into that topic, but I do think you get into it early on if it's that important to you. I do think that you do discuss it, but I feel like there's a certain, and I don't want to call it a repellent or a cringe element, involved with that. But I do think that when people see that, especially when they're looking to meet you for the first time, I don't know that I just think it's something that's meant for discussion later on. Certainly not the profile.
All right. Next up, we got Danielle. She's 48. No bio. After work, you can find me starting to work out or chilling. Okay. I'm really proud of my kids and how hard I have worked to be there for them. Hopefully you're also really into sports and nature. Okay, look, Johnny, I'm not trying to knock this woman. She put some effort into it. She filled out a few things. It wasn't just her camera roll, but there's no bio here.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if you go to the time to answer this, or if you take time to answer those questions, what's a couple sentences? Yeah.
I hope you're really into sports and nature. Okay. I mean, not an ugly woman, but there's nothing, Johnny, there's nothing exciting in this profile.
No, I mean, I'm definitely not seeing that.
Starting to work or chill.
Like, I don't see anything bad either, but nothing jumps out at me.
Right. My kids, sports and nature. I can't swipe on this profile. Even if I found her attractive, nephews, I can't swipe on this profile
Yeah, nephews, this
because
would be a tough first conversation if all you do is see the profile, swipe right, and then you also have to initiate the conversation.
yeah.
Um, if that's the way it is, if that's the way it works, then well, that's not how it is on Bumble, is it? Or does
I'm
she have
sorry.
to
Say that
message
one
you?
more
And
time. Okay,
is
so I got one right now that matched with me before the show. Waiting for her to respond. Okay, so I have to like her. She has to like me. And
right?
then they did away with it for a while, the women initiating contact, but I think they brought
Okay.
it back because the last couple matches I've had, they've had to reach out to me first.
Well, I mean, with no profile, or with no bio in the profile, I would hope that she would at least initiate the conversation and maybe have a good icebreaker because, and I don't mean pickup line, I just mean icebreaker. I mean, in this situation, I wouldn't know necessarily. I mean, yeah, she answered a few questions, but I wouldn't really know what to actually, because I like to come out with something somewhat related to something I know about you from reading that. And I would like to see it in your own words instead of just some survey question and answer.
All right, Johnny. Next up, we got Wendy. She's 39. Looks like she likes dinosaur head here. Hi, my name
All right.
is Wendy. I've been working as a daycare teacher for 15 plus years. I love teaching. I also have 2 kids of my own. I get them every other weekend. I love the ocean, beach, and to camp, fish, and hike. Also love watching Netflix. I'm looking for a relationship. No hookups, please. Always smile. All right. So what I'm getting from reading through the profile, daycare teacher has kids of her own. She gets them every other weekend. That doesn't really tell me much about her other than she's going to be busy every other weekend.
Yeah, that is the one thing that we know for sure. And hey, look, listen, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. If she's got a lot on her agenda, she's got a lot on her plate. That's great. But there is going to have to be that element of, what kind of time do you have for a relationship here? I mean, I don't want to disqualify her for that because it's her schedule, her life, and maybe she does have a method. Maybe there's a method to the madness in her life, and she knows how to schedule around it. Um, but it's yeah, that's a tough call. I mean, I would say it seems pretty cool what she does, but I really think it's going to require a first meeting to even see how that's going to go.
All right. Says when her phone dies, she charges it. I don't know what's going on in the background of the picture here. It looks like the place is under construction.
Hmm.
I get way too excited about animals, vacations. All right. One thing you need to know about me is I'm very sensitive. All right, Johnny, I have
Hmm.
a lot of experience dating sensitive women. Now, sometimes these women will start to cry if you speak too firmly to them. Okay. Some of that's trauma that they've never dealt with before. Some of
A
it
lot of it's blackmail.
is a defense mechanism when they turn on the tears. You know, you are conditioned as a man to feel bad for making that woman cry. You tend to forget about your own boundaries that you set for yourself and go right to manage and mitigate her emotions.
Gentlemen, this is a freebie, and I'm going to give it to you. This one's free. If she's still pretty while she's crying, she's faking it. Take that for what you take that for what you will.
All right, Johnny, I'm going to pass on her. The most exciting thing in the profile is the snake.
Yeah, that is a pretty cool snake, though.
Okay. Well, let me check this one out. I'll tell you what, Johnny, we'll go for about another 15 minutes tonight and then we'll wrap it up.
All right.
Or I'll tell you, you want to do 2 more profiles?
Yeah, we did 2 more.
Okay. Let's check this one out, dog.
I do like the big glasses look, though.
All right. Gene, 35. You
Yeah,
know,
I like
Johnny,
that. I like.
sometimes women will wear big glasses like that with clear lenses. just to like wear on their face.
I think it's hot. I really do, especially when you combine that with a sleeve tattoo. Again, not sure if your girlfriend material, but that's hot.
Okay. Embracing my divine feminine energy and leading with love. I'm a devoted single mom and a passionate manager who balances strength with softness. Life has taught me grace, resilience, and to trust my intuition. I believe in meaningful connection, deep conversations, and building something real. Johnny, this is a very emotionally intelligent woman.
Yeah, it's very well outlined. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that there's a good chance that there's probably a lot of, I think after a certain number of relationships, certain amount of experience, good or bad, one thing a lot of those bad experiences, those failed relationships will teach you is what you're not looking for. And even then, you're going to spend more time not looking for that than knowing what you are looking for. And I think that is where she's at now. I think that's where she's kind of trying to piece together what what her vision of the perfect mate might be.
It says her personal hell is being flirted with at work. Nephews,
I don't buy it.
take it from Unc here. Leave women at their job and at the gym alone. Women at their job are being paid to be nice to you. Don't try to ask the waitress for her IG. Don't try to ask the girl at the cashier for her phone number. Don't do it. They're supposed to be nice to you. They're not interested in you. This woman is telling you right here she hates being flirted with at work.
Or playing devil's advocate, she could be preemptively throwing you off the scent that she might cheat with a coworker, but she told you she doesn't like to be flirted with the work, so it couldn't happen there. Now, again, these are the kinds of things that you got to kind of be able to see through the cap. This is the conversation that this is where you would, when you meet with her, you'll read that body language. You'll see how she acts towards you. But I'll be honest with you, I have yet to find the woman who says, I can't stand getting attention.
Oh, Johnny, we have such a good show, and then all of a sudden you take one of those red pills without me looking.
Hey, I mean, look, I'm not saying that's absolutely the case. I'm just saying, look, you can't tell me that that's impossible. You can't tell me that it doesn't happen frequently. And you know why? Because we worked at a call center where we saw, listen.
How could she cheat with a coworker if we're not going to be in a relationship?
I'm talking about what she's seeking out, not what you're seeking out. I'm talking about her vision, not yours.
For several months, do you think I'm going to be worried about some coworker? I mean, look, I understand. And
I wasn't warning you. I was warning the guys.
Guys try to sleep with them everywhere they go. Your girl just doesn't tell you the guys are trying to sleep with her. It happens. Even if she shuts it down immediately, guys are trying to smash the woman that you're with right now. She just doesn't want you to feel insecure about it. So she doesn't tell you about the guy that hit on her at the gas station. She doesn't tell you about the guy that hit on her at work. And just because someone is interested in her doesn't mean you should get upset about that. In fact, I'll take it one further. If a dude is trying to pick up my bitch, I take that as a compliment because I got a good looking woman, dog.
Yeah, I mean, and it falls under what we said before. Just like I've always told you guys, women don't want men that women don't want. Well, we don't want women that men don't want. We would not want to be with somebody that wouldn't be desired. That means that you're getting leftovers if that was the case, if that were true. Yeah, I mean, I think, but we remember like Bill and I used to, the way Bill and I met, we worked in a very, very populous call center. And boy, I'll tell you what, if there is ever an alternative to high school and college dorm hookup style culture, go where, especially that particular point in time, go work at a call center with more than 400 people, man. Bill, we got stories, man. We can't tell them here, but we got stories.
No, let's tell them here. No, stop the cap. I tell each and every one of you nephews not to mess with women at the job. And Johnny, tell everybody why I got fired from that call center, will you?
Oh, I don't remember that part.
You
I
don't
wasn't.
remember
Did I remember that at all?
because the
No, I don't
woman
remember that.
who was
That was my day
smashing
off, I think.
got upset about me smashing another woman and went and made up some
Oh
stuff
man,
in HR. So, gentlemen,
I
I can
forgot about that.
sit
Yeah,
here
I do remember that
today
now.
and tell you not to smash the women at your job. You will get fired for it because this happened to me back in 2008. I was smashing multiple women from the job, and one of them got in their feelings about it and went to HR over it. So,
Yeah, I mean,
take our
and
advice and leave them alone, please.
and I mean, here's the thing: we won't talk about whether or not what they said to HR was ethical or anything like that. That doesn't matter. The point is, like we told you, we're the screw up uncles. If you're thinking about doing something and it seems foolish, reckless, or it's ridiculously expensive, or could cost you your job, put it in the comments. Message one of us before you even think of doing it. Call us, for the love of God. We will have a good old 2-on-1 uncle to nephew lecture as to why you shouldn't do this kind of thing.
Hey, in fact, I want you guys to put it in the comments if you've also had something similar happen to you. Let me know.
Yeah, if you feel like telling us a great story, we love hearing a great story. And yeah, that would be awesome. If you got your,
So
it doesn't have to be yours, something you've witnessed, whatever.
I'm going to jump back over to this profile.
All right. Don't mess around with the girls at work.
Yeah, she doesn't like being flirted with at work. Tell me something about whatever it is you're passionate about. Now, these other pictures, like the first one, she's looking real cute in. The second one, I'm digging the professional pic. This one here, I don't think this is a very flattering picture of her, Johnny.
No, I mean, I think she's trying to show the part of her shape that she likes and trying to hide the part of her shape that she doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I'm a trainer. I know how people do these things. I've seen many before pictures, and especially compared to their current. Remember, we don't say after. There is no after.
Well, I don't mind women that are thick like zoo glass, but
No, I mean,
you know, I don't understand why women are so self-conscious about their bodies.
well,
Like,
here's the thing.
do
Remember,
they really not understand that there is a dude out there that is going to be attracted to them no matter what?
Bill, have you ever seen a group of pretty girls and how they interact with each other?
Johnny, I love talking
You
to
got to
pretty
understand something. It really has more to do with the fact, and the thing of it is, and this is not my assumption. This isn't a guess of mine, because I've asked. I mean, let's face it. I know what I know because of experience, but because I've asked many people the same questions. And the fact of the matter is that women are more self conscious around other women than they are around us when it comes to the body, when it comes to their body image. And I mean, that's the thing. When you see how that is, and we worked in a call center that the majority was women. I mean, they unfortunately they tend to be very judgmental of each other. They tend to, and sometimes, and even that's sometimes when they're actually friends. But the point of the matter is that they're not being shamed by us. They're necessarily. I'm sure some guys do that, but I think more likely than not, they're probably getting shamed by other women. And these are the kinds of things that they try to avoid. And so I think that does kind of create a subconscious sort of body language that, look, when you've been in the dating game for 30 plus years, like Bill and I have, you can pick up on that body language. Just like you can pick up on the body language of anything else, including interest level, and such. But yeah, I think that most of the time that does tend to be the result of simply women shaming each other.
Okay, let me look over the profile as a whole. Staying consistent. She does look a little bigger in that one picture. She might have lost some weight though. Johnny, I'm on the fence. I don't see anything that really makes me think that I would not want to date her. All right, hold on. Let's see what she got on her Spotify here. Mac Miller, Incubus, Lamb of God, Kendrick Lamar, System of a Down, Foo Fighters.
That's a pretty good variety.
Man, mine would say Kevin Gates, Joyner Lucas, YG. Let me just stop.
Bill's just a one genre man, folks. He loves it.
Deep conversations, building something real, trust my intuition. I might be one of the most solid dudes this woman has ever met. All right,
Well, let's
Johnny.
make sure she meets you.
I'm on the fence. I mean, she's kind of attractive. She's kind of got an interesting profile. If I met her at a bar, I'd definitely like have an instant date with her at a bar.
Well, when in doubt, ask her out. Let's do this.
All right, we're swiping right. That's 4 for tonight, Johnny.
Yep, we got that.
Oh, you know what?
I was gonna play it, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that to him.
Let's we'll make Kelsey here our last profile.
All right.
All right, Kelsey, 37. She's a teacher. I do like blondes, Johnny. I do. Okay. Hi, I'm a mom of 2 who is also a teacher. I love spending free time with my friends, family, playing music, bingo, hiking, or DIY stuff at home. Looking for someone who does not smoke or vape, follows Jesus, is honest, and is looking to commit to one person.
Bless that bitch.
I mean, I feel like we're running into all the good Christian girls tonight.
Yeah, maybe I should go out with one, Johnny. You know, I did swipe on one of those Christian profiles the other week. And unfortunately, I didn't get to match with her or go to church with her, but I would have enjoyed that.
Well, I mean, and the thing of it is what she's saying in the bio is true. Hey, man, I get it. You're pretty straight laced, and you expect the man that you hook up with to be straight laced. And if that's a point of contention for you, I would say absolutely stick to that. But I'm going to go ahead and say that it was me. I would have to go ahead and pass. And not even really necessarily just because of the Christian thing. That doesn't really bother me. I would actually probably be able to adjust to that if that was the case. But for me, it would just kind of be, a lot more of things that you don't want and really only a couple of hints to what you do. But I mean, regardless, I think that there's definitely not really, for me, there's really no attraction anyway. But I mean, I think that there would need to be a little bit more of what you do want, a little bit less. I mean, I think it's important if you don't want a smoke or a vapor, that's great. But I would like to know a little bit more about what she does want and how this how she would integrate the faith within her relationship, should there be one.
She gets out of a bad mood by going to the gym or going on a hike.
All right. I can dig that.
And I can't
go there when I'm a good or a bad mood.
I can't show the rest of the profile. So I got to make my decision based on these 3 screens. Going to the gym, knowing Jesus, looking for someone who does not smoke or vape. How old is she?
I mean, she's strong in faith and she likes to try to be as healthy as she can be.
Bro, I'm swiping on her. That's 5 tonight, Johnny.
All right.
Shout out to me. Let's see if I'm matching with any of these ladies over the next day or 2. So, John,
yeah, I mean, hey,
we'll be back. Monday night? We'll ask your favorite uncles, nephews.
Dude, I've already got a doozy of questions.
What's
that?
Man,
I've actually got a pretty good question already that I plan on sharing with everybody. Again, I try not to read these ahead, but I have to pre-screen them, and sometimes that means I got to scan them, and then they seem interesting, and then I catch myself reading them, and then before I know it, I already read the whole thing. So that's kind of what happened here. It's a good question, and I think it's going to be important to address that. So make sure you guys tune in on Monday night, 9:35 Eastern time. For those of you on the West Coast, that's 6:35 p.m. Our wide range of audience out there. But but hey, look, to those of you who are watching, shout out to you guys. Love you. Thank you so much. When we do make it big and famous, we're going to remember that you were there in the beginning when there were only like 3 people watching live. So thank you so much. We love you.
All right, we'll be back Monday night. Yep. We out.